I know it hasn't been a
Green
week yet,
frog.
but it's close enough. Plus, it hasn't got a lot of views, so maybe this will boost it a bit. Who knows?
England is notorious for its chaotic weather. Though
Yep.
Sodor is usually very nice, even it isn't safe from this curse.
Of course not.
Just when you think the weather will be lovely, it will be pouring rain the next minute. The engines especially find it annoying. If not
Who
for
doesn't
the
find rain
uncomfortable
annoying?
cold, then for the countless delays caused by wet and flooded rails. Weather like this could also cause accidents, and today's victim was Percy. The poor engine
another
was just
predicament
pulling
for
an
you.
empty train of trucks down the line, when...
He took a plunge.
Oh!
Something snapped. And he went to the sea.
Oh, why me? Why?
Not again.
Don't worry, Percy. Sounds like help's on the way, remarked his driver. Please don't be Thomas. Please don't be Thomas. Please don't be Thomas.
Oh, dang it. Cinders and ashes.
Aha, yes, laugh it up, why don't you? Can you get me out of here already? The rescue didn't
Signal
take
was
too
set to the
long,
wrong
but Percy was
link.
too stiff to move
Wrong
on his
point.
own. So Thomas helped him back to the station,
According to
where a
Busy,
curious Oliver so happened to be waiting.
according to Busy going
and
backwards,
just like
there's
Thomas,
a point
he
right
couldn't
into a
help
swamp.
but grin. Why, hello, Percy. What happened to you? Percy was just about to reply, but Thomas quickly butted in. Some points malfunctioned and sent him down an old siding. Gave him a one-way trip into the ditch. It's not my fault, Percy blasted out. Those points were as old as Edward,
Yeah, it's
and the
not his
weather
fault.
only made them worse. You could have fooled me, Oliver replied. I heard a lot from the big engines about your previous endeavors with water. In fact, you've gone for a swim so many times, I'm surprised we don't call you Percy the Green Frog. Has a nice ring to it, howled Thomas. Both engines
Green
erupted
frog,
steam
but not
filled
green
with laughter,
fog.
while Percy had none to give. At least I'm not stupid enough to let trucks push me down a turntable well.
Ooh.
No, replied Oliver. Just past a danger sign. Ah, speaking of which, that's my sign
He
to
did
go.
tell the
Good day
truck
to you,
that.
Percy the Green Frog. You'll get yours, old Ollie, Percy blasted out.
Oh, this
But
is something to
Oliver
a
was already
Gordonism.
too far away to hear him. A few days later, Oliver was just talking to Douglas while doing his run, when the station master came up to him with important news. Hey Ollie, glad I could catch you before you left. Listen, the Farquhar boys are filling in a huge order of stone, and they're going to need some extra buffers. Do you think you can start helping them tomorrow before your first train? Oliver thought about this for a moment. Sure. I think Duck wouldn't mind going first for a few days. Besides, don't really get many passengers around these times due to this boiler sludge weather, so I wouldn't mind a change of pace. There's a good engine, remarked the station master. I'll tell the lads at Farquhar to expect you in the morning. The station master looked grateful, but as Oliver trundled off, he started having second thoughts. Maybe it would have been better to ask Duck instead. I'm sure he'll be alright.
Too late now. No take-backs.
His concern was justified. Anyone who knew Oliver on Sodor knew that he didn't handle trucks very well.
Nope.
He
I
would
don't
only
take
ever
him
take
well.
them if everyone else was busy, which unfortunately was today. After he and Toad marshaled their first load, everyone from Toby to Mavis warned them to be careful, especially since there was a downpour the previous night, but only Toad ever paid attention. Fortunately, he was brought along to make sure Oliver did. Remember, Mr. Oliver, don't go too fast on wet rails. You know how dangerous it is. Yes, Toad, I'm aware. Sheesh, you've reminded me ever since we left the quarry. Toad's coddling wasn't the only thing keeping Oliver on edge. The cold air and dull sky made him hard to handle, and the trucks weren't any help either. Are we there yet? Come on, Oliver, you're way too slow. We want Thomas, or Percy, or Toby. Shut up, barked Oliver, or I'll dump the lot of you in the flood. Well, actually, I was going to say sea.
No,
said his driver alarmingly.
an actual
Look!
flood.
Up ahead, the track was being sat on by a large body of water. Oliver's driver slammed on the brakes,
But it was
the
too
wet
late.
rails and heavy trucks made them useless.
On!
The silly things yelled.
Dang nabbit.
Stop! Oliver yelled frantically. His brake blocks felt like they could catch fire, but they would be cooled down soon enough.
Now who's the green frog?
The moment Oliver jumped into the pool, it became a hot springs. The impact made short work of his fire, meaning he could do nothing but feel the stinging pain as the cold water clashed with his warm boiler. "What's the matter?" called out the leading truck. "Can't swim?" And the rest followed with a chorus of laughter. By the time help was on its way, Oliver and his bath had only just cooled down. His wincing had been replaced with shivering as he longed for his nice dry shed. Then, as he saw who came to rescue him, it immediately turned to sour embarrassment. "Well,
And Toby,
bust
too.
my boiler, Toby. What on earth is that?" Why, it looks like Oliver. Couldn't you see?" "Well, I can see just fine, but he could have fooled me. From where I'm standing, I thought he was a big green frog. My mistake, Oliver, but you look so convincing. You even brought a toad along with you." Everyone
was a good
burst
one.
into laughter, and even Toad couldn't help but chuckle. As for Oliver, well, he doesn't mention green frogs now, let alone go swimming with them.
A nice little Gordonism story. Good to check out. It's classic of the Thomas franchise. Is I'm blind for seeing frog and thinking fog. I don't have an excuse for that when I screwed up. I'm blind. Wait, the Toad comment was a good one though. Yeah. This is a nice little short story. Hopefully this will get boosted by it. Though, I want to bring this up now while I can still remember. If you ever want to check out something that's like a redo of the original Thomas and Friends thing, but it's sort of like a storybook thing like this, in a sense, check out a YouTuber called Trampy. He's essentially redoing the first season of Thomas and Friends, but doing it in a more mature tone. Not mature as in, oh god, there's a bomb threat now, or something like that, you know, the edgelord sort of mature. It's sort of like what if the books were, instead of like 5 minutes, they were like 20-minute things, or something like that. It's one of those you have to see for yourself. He does have little shorts, and if you want to check those out to get just a small taste of it, it only takes like 2 or 3 minutes to sit through before you decide you want to jump into a movie. And a movie for him is like 20 minutes. So yeah, I just recommend that if you want to check it out. And there's plenty of Thomas content on YouTube, let's be real. I think he just does the picture book thing just to make sure that it doesn't get marked for kids. Which, unfortunately, is a risk you have to take nowadays. But, what are you gonna do? Anyway, this is a nice thing to check out, talking about the green frog again. Again, a typical Gordonism story, but it doesn't go out of place. It's just weird that that's the second time now you've had a great Western engine. I'm noticing some favorites. But I guess you did duck in the last one, so you gotta do Oliver here. I can only wonder what the next one's gonna be. Alright. Well, I won't waste any more time. So yeah, cute little story, and glad I checked it out. Later.